So I have gone ahead and hit the record button. I will go ahead and get started. We're still letting some people in. Jenna, thank you so much. She's getting our attendance all taken care of. And Dr. Shu, did you want to start us off or did you want me to start off? How would you? Didn't know if you want to jump in.
You go ahead and start
Okay.
off, then we
Okay.
will, you can assign me and Dr. Price, and when specifically talk about the price, project peer related components. But we also are very happy to have everybody here. I'm sorry again for being late. But tonight, really, we would like to answer any of your questions regarding the project, but also the project involves both the Masters of Special Education in Early Childhood and the Master of Social Work. So we are very happy that to answer any questions specifically that related to the master's program and how that will work with the project. So why don't you start then when you want me to jump in and Sarah jump in, we'll just do that.
Okay, great. So she took some of my information, but that's okay. We've got lots more. I'm going to share my screen in just a second, and I'll let Dr. Price introduce herself as well. I'm Maris Wyatt. I'm the project coordinator for Project PIRR. I've been at VCU just part-time. I work in a school division as well, but I've been doing some grant work with Dr. Shu. It's been fantastic. I'm very excited about this new grant. We're finishing up another grant that I had worked with her on, and it was pretty successful. So I look forward to the success under the peer project model. And I'm huge background in ECSE, and so I'm really excited about that. And of course, as you know, on those teams, how important the social workers are to those interdisciplinary teams. And so it's great. We don't have enough dialogue with each other or enough interactions with each other to kind of know what everybody does. So this is a fantastic opportunity to blend my love for early childhood along with social work. So I'm really excited personally about this. And again, I'm Maris Wyatt. My contact information will be available at the end as well. And I'll let Dr. Price introduce herself, and then I'll pull up a slide.
Sure. Thank you so much for hosting this session tonight. I'm Sarah Kai Price, and I'm a professor in the School of Social Work and the co-PI on this project, the social work side of it. And I'm thrilled to be working with this great team. Likewise, my work has been in maternal and child health throughout my career. And so it's wonderful from a social work lens to think about how we're interdisciplinarily connected. And I'm excited about this opportunity and hope to bring to the team the co-building of some both the formal coursework as well as the informal learning and opportunities for connection that really blend the disciplinary perspectives and let us bring together the perspectives of special education, early childhood education, as well as social work in the way that we promote well-being for families throughout Virginia. And I'm excited for anyone who's interested in that. It's a great opportunity for our social work students to have an interdisciplinary experience. And I look forward to working with the team and with all of you who may be interested.
Thank you, Dr. Price. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully you all can see where it says Project PIRR up there. Dr. Shu, can you give me a thumbs up? Can you see that okay? Okay. So this is just a little background information about the project. It's really geared at preparing our professionals to support children with emotional and behavior concerns, utilizing trauma-informed practices, collaboration across education, social work, and pediatrics. We have the added benefit of having a phenomenal Dr. Bergen is on our team, and she is on the medical side through VCU, and she is a dynamic member who brings a lot to the table and presents a lot of different views from the medical aspect side of it. Through shared coursework and coordinated experiences, and of course, what everyone is most excited about is that funding support for tuition. It's a great opportunity to get some funding towards your tuition. You have to be accepted into the program, either social work or early childhood. The applications are online. Once you're accepted, there will be a secondary application that's actually the Project PIRR application, which is available. Those applications are due May 15th. And then I have my contact information here, but of course I'll add it on again. A little bit about some of the shared coursework, just so you can kind of see, whoops, sorry. This, of course, would be the ECSE plan of study, so that early childhood special education, but there will also be, you'll see in here where there's shared opportunities with social work, and social work would have something similar to showcase. The fall courses under ECSE are there with that infant mental health, which is one of our new courses, interdisciplinary collaboration of supporting children with complex medical needs, assessment, ECSE, and we kind of gave when those prospective courses were going to be offered, so you could kind of plan your schedule out. Multicultural perspective, and then an externship in early intervention. And then there's some, if you see at the top, there are some leeway in which order and how you take some of the courses, so there is a little flexibility there. And then the social work combined courses would be that 603, power, privilege, and oppression. It's usually offered in the fall. Concentration in social policy, social work practices in child welfare, social work practices in healthcare, and then that trauma and social work practice, which is that theory, assessment, and intervention. That's one of those electives, so that timing does vary on those middle three. Actually, the bottom four are all the electives, so the timing on that is dependent on when they're offered. Dr. Price may be able to speak more to that in a second. And then the last one was those core concepts of child adolescent trauma. One of the unique features that we are really working hard on with this, with Project PIRR, is an opportunity to work closely with families and really dive in deep and be that interdisciplinary team for a family, so that there's a opportunity through some seminars that we will hold in the fall. I believe we've decided it's a 1 credit, Dr. Price or Dr. Hsu, please correct me, but I believe it's a 1 credit family component, and you'll be working paired up with a family and obviously other members on the team, and work together to help create plans for them. So that's a really nice addition to this project. Dr. Price or Dr. Hsu, did I leave anything out on those pieces?
Just one clarification. Yes, like Maris just said, one of the key features of the program is we are trying to work with families, particularly family from high-need communities. So because of that, we are not just like doing one shot, like one time a seminar or one course. So we're trying to incorporate throughout the project. The family course in ECSE 542 is a 2 credit course, and we will offer it in the first fall. So as a cohort model, hopefully we will have what we expected the size of the cohort, which would be like somewhere around the 15 scholars, 10 from ECSE, 5 from social workers. And then we are hoping all scholars will take ECSE 542 as a 2 credit class together. And you are right, Maris, and then we have 1 credit seminars. So that 1 credit is several seminars throughout the semester, but with a focus on how we work with diverse families, particularly children with disabilities and social emotional challenges or behavior challenges. So that way we're setting up the collaboration from the very beginning. And we do also have a family mentor work with us by working and identifying family needs with both candidates from ECSE as well as a social work. And throughout the project, then they will have multiple opportunities even beyond the family course to address family needs through additional courses such as assessment, and then instructional programming, and then the field work. So that's why we are planning this first year to start with identifying family needs, critical issues, as well as strategies, approaches, resources, and then we will be able to work together with those professionals, including family as mentors, family engagement specialists, as well as the faculty members from social work and the ECSE. So conceptually, we think this is a very strong model because it's interdisciplinary. So the content of the content will cover 3 disciplines: special education, early childhood, social work, and the pediatrics. And the scholars will be prepared through 2 master's programs: special education, early childhood, and social work. So the scholars will, depending on your path, your track, you either are working on the Master of Social Work. On the top of the Master of Social Work, you are getting what your professional license or requirement. And then if you choose to do the special education early childhood, you are getting Masters of Special Education with concentration for early childhood, birth through 5. And then after you finish the project, you would be eligible, you will get a master's degree and then eligible to apply for the state license in early childhood special education. So that's the overall overview of the project, is closely aligned with our existing program. And we're
Dr. Price.
here,
Oh.
yeah. We also want to, sorry, Maris, just one more highlight of the project. Because this is a federal project, it's federally supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs. And there are some specific requirements that once you are admitted, then we'll go over all the obligations, responsibilities. We won't leave you alone. We will have a whole guidance throughout your completing the program, as well as beyond after you complete the program. So there will be, I know there will be lots of questions, but basically it's a parallel application. One is you are admitted to the master's program, and 2, you also apply for the project. So.
Dr. Price, did you want to jump in and add anything from the social work back side of it?
I would add on the social work side of things, and we have, some social work interests here too that we've talked a lot about in the social work program, where you can benefit from this in terms of the program in the first year or the second year of the program. So it is possible to be in your first year of the program and then apply and be part of the cohort for your second year of the program. It's also going to be possible to apply early on in the 2-year program, or to be a part of, if you're an advanced standing student in social work, which means you came in with the BSW and you'd be doing kind of the 12-month approach to the master's program. There's ways that we can fit you in to do that time as well. And so I just wanted to let any social work interested people know there's lots of pathways through social work, whether you're an online or an on-campus student in social work, to be able to participate in this project if you're interested. For the education students, in terms of the social work courseworks, social work courses that are listed, we are building a trauma certificate, and so the courses you see listed that are electives, not the healthcare one, that was a course that I teach, which definitely includes infant, a reproductive and infant health component. But the trauma courses, they're not all offered at the same time. They're offered at times in different years because they're part of a certificate program. So we wanted to open up the possibility, if you're in education and wanted to take one of those classes, that may be possible. And part of the reason why you take that little 2-credit hour course at the beginning is to learn the shared language between the disciplines to help you be successful in those courses if you had wanted to take one of those courses. So if you have any direct questions about that or those specific courses, I can talk with you about that as well. And Jody put a question in the chat of what's the next step for social work students. If you're already admitted to the program, then it's to fill out the Project PIRR application before May 15, and we can also talk about that. But yeah, if you're already admitted in the program, then you just have to do not a reapplication to the program, but just the May 15 application. Mm-hmm.
And then for the ECSE program, typically for people who choose to do full-time, it may take 6 semesters, 2 full years, including summer. And then many of roughly about half of our students complete the program part-time. So it's very common to finish the program in 8 semesters, roughly about 3 years. And that will be also flexible in terms of the program study. In general, we have a rough sequence, but we always consider like where you are now. For example, I understand some of the candidates are already working as a ECSE teacher as on a provisional license, which has a time limit, like 3 years. Within 3 years, you need to get your license. And if that's the case, and we usually advise candidates by taking classes that's required for the license, absolutely required for the license first, and then you can still have a time to finish your master's requirement. So overall, our program has a sequence, but we have some flexibilities advising students for the ECSE program. I'm glad Dr. Price is here to address social work program, because I'm really not familiar with. I understand conceptually how that works, but not the curriculum.
I will make sure you guys get a
As
copy of the
Casey, who does a
application.
lot of admissions work with us, would say, there's like 1,000 ways to get to do the program, and we'll help find the one that's right for you. And we want to try to make this project as accessible as we can to all of it, because we know it's a real big need in the social work community to have folks who are really well trained in early childhood work as well.
I put in the chat box a link to the application. You'll need to download that and then fill that out to submit it. I will also follow it up in the follow-up email after the session. But that's the link to be able to just to have the application, along with the links for School of Social Work and this School of Education into the particular programs is also in the chat box. What other questions do you all have for us that we can help answer tonight, or anything else we can clear up, or any concerns or statements?
I'll just say I'm very excited you're doing this, even if I don't end up involved in it, which I really hope I do. But as an early childhood education person and as a parent of a child with special needs who's in the other room being 5 right now, we need this so much. His teachers and I were talking about it just today at his IEP, how we really need more of this back and forth. So thank you all for doing it, whatever happens.
Thank you, Jody, for even making the comment. That's very encouraging, inspiration. That's inspiring us that why we have been doing this, like Maris said earlier, this is our second interdisciplinary OSEP supporting the grant, and the other project is still going on with the collaboration with physical therapy. And then when we are working with the other project, 3IP, we realize the needs from children and families, particularly social emotional well-being. And then we realize the need to collaborate with social work. So that's why we try this new project, collaborating with social work. And as you can see that we were successful because it shows that there is a huge need there. And we are very excited about this project. There are so many potentials, but just in terms of collaborating, this involves the School of Education, School of Social Work, School of Medicine, specifically Department of Pediatrics, and the Partnership for People with Disabilities, specifically the Family Engagement Center. So, so we really hope that this will be a good start. We just a start, but we are seeing that there's so many potentials to lead us to serve our community.
Absolutely. And let me just speak on the transcript. Somebody asked about the official transcripts. Because you have to be accepted into the master's program or School of Social Work first, we don't necessarily need official transcripts. You just need a copy of your transcripts to submit with your application. So I will make that edit on the application side. You may not see it if you've already downloaded it, but I will definitely adjust that. And my email link is on the application and on the flyer and informational session piece. So you can email me directly your applications and the pieces of your application. It does ask for 2 letters of reference, and you can give them my email address, or if you want to attach it as a whole packet, that's fine as well too.
Yeah, and I recommend that you start as soon as possible for the application for the master's program. Even it's not incomplete, just start the process, then you will be in the system, you'll get reminders. One good news about our master's program in special education is I believe, now make me think, I think we waived the GRE requirement. Used to be that you will have to take a GRE. I believe we waived the GRE requirement. If it's not official yet, we can waive it, do a special request waiver. So I believe GRE requirement is in the process, the minimum, but I'm not sure the official date. So GRE would, because it's already, it's evident that it's not a good indicator. So that's why we're not requiring GRE as part of the admission.
I had a quick question about the letters of recommendation. For incoming students who just recently submitted letters of recommendation for their application, can they use those towards this application as well, or do they need a new set?
You can use the same ones. We're totally fine with that.
Okay. And is it something, sorry, this is more of an administrative question, but is it something where you would want us as the school to send those to you, or do you have access to the application system?
I don't have access to the reference letter, so you'll need to send them with your application.
Okay. Thank you.
Great question. What else? What other questions do people have today?
Do you all plan to start this fall, right? Fall 2022? So that's a very timely now. That's why we offer this info session, because we want this project as a cohort model, although we used to also in practice that we admit students on a rolling basis, like sometimes people come in spring or summer or fall. But also evidence shows that cohort model is very successful, particularly provide peer support and also help our course sequence. So if you are thinking, if you are seriously thinking about applying, do not miss this year's deadline, because our project is 5 years, which means this is already our first year of development. And then we will recruit the first cohort for starting 2022 this fall. And then we will ideally admit another cohort in fall 2024. So if you miss this year, next year, we cannot guarantee there will be a new cohort just because of how the funding is working. So now you may want to prioritize this for this year instead of wait for next year. We may not start a new cohort until the following year.
And I was just trying to pull the deadlines for the master's degree applications from VCU is May 1st, and then the Project PIRR applications due May 15th. Sarah, please, Dr. Price, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like March 30th is the online regular applications for fall for due for MSW, and then June 8th is online, part-time. That's full-time. March 30th is for full-time students, and June 8th is for part-time students.
Should be
Sorry, we
June
have
6th.
Casey's my expert there. Yes.
Sorry, I'm in the car trying to pick up my kids. But the March 30th is for our online fall. So that's due in 2 days. And then part-time fall would be due June 6th, I believe. I don't think it's 8th. But could be someone wrote down the date wrong. So we'll have to double check that. But it's we've got a little bit more time for part-time. But students could apply even if they've already been admitted, right? Like our advanced standing students and our fall students could apply.
Yes, yes,
And a lot
absolutely.
of our fall MSW students are already admitted because of where our deadlines for our on-campus students. So they'd be eligible to do this May 15 application, and if they wanted to be eligible for this project.
Well, that is the information we had for tonight. I'm more than happy to stay on and answer any additional questions, or if you have something specific you want to ask about, you'll get a copy of the 3 slides that I shared tonight, along with the application and an email. And then you will have our contact information. I'll be sure to add Dr. Price and Dr. Shu's contact information into those slides as well. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. We look forward. This is exciting. A great opportunity to get in on this project.
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you all.
Happy to talk to anyone who has questions in the social work side. So it's great to have your interest.
Myers, I will also stay a little bit and want to update you about the 3IP a little bit after people's questions. This is very exciting. I hope that it would be much better if we do an in-person info session, but still, we hope that you will follow up, just email one of us the good start point, start the application, and then we will send more information. It's nice to see you all.
And Dr. Price, I'll get you a list of the social work participants from this evening. I'm going to email that to you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Thank you all for your interest, and hope to see you soon again.
Yes.